Well, welcome to Avenius Adventures,
Yeah. Welcome.
where we are absolute aces at awesome alliteration. We're your tour guides on this adventure, Nadia and Mark.
Yeah.
So let's start out with kind of introducing how we got here and what we're doing and what we're sitting in and whatnot. Do you want to start with where we started from?
We started with a pop-up, and we had the pop-up for about 4 years, and then we decided with the pandemic last year not to go camping because we didn't have a bathroom, so we stayed here. We missed the whole year of camping. And then this year we said we will go camping. We'll find a rig that has a bathroom and a toilet. And we found the perfect rig, a 25-footer. It was beautiful. We loved it. The kids loved it. Started doing research and watching videos, watching other people doing it. And then one night I went for a walk and I came home and Mark said to me, "We need to do what all these other people are doing. We need to go full time." And I said to him, "You are crazy. Have you lost your mind?" Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm just joking, of course. And then
he said it again. And with being together for almost 15 years, Mark makes a lot of jokes. Some are not just jokes, they're a little serious, but then I'm like, yeah, it's just jokes. And I never bite. And then this one time, I did bite.
Yep. So we decided, we hadn't yet taken delivery on the 25-foot. It was beautiful. It had two bunk beds that were full-size bunk beds in the back. It had a queen-size bed in the front.
Kitchen.
Good-sized kitchen, plenty of storage throughout. It was fantastic for what we were planning on using it for, which was going to state parks during the summer, taking some longer trips for 10 days or so up to northern Michigan. And it would have been great for that. I would have been able to work here and there at the dinette while the boys and Nadia were out. Oh, by the way, it was 3 kids, 3 boys. While they were out, doing things during the day, if I needed to work to supplement my pay time off, we could do that to take some longer trips up further north, where you don't have to rush there and then rush back. So it would have worked out for all those things. But then once we started talking about going, what about this idea of going around the country, and what would that look like? And
Our kids are, sorry for interrupting, our kids are virtual right now, and Mark works from home for the past 2 years?
3?
3 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, with already working remotely, with the kids already doing remote school, and we were planning on doing virtual again this coming fall and through the following year, just kind of made sense that, well, when else are we going to have this kind of opportunity where we're not pulling our kids out of middle school or high school when they have their close-knit group of friends and sports and everything like that going on. Our oldest is 8, so it's not going to be a supremely different experience to say, instead of sitting at the kitchen table or sitting at his desk doing school for the virtual year, doing it from national parks across the country or state parks or whatever the case may be, and doing it just as homeschooling, so with some virtual supplementation. So it all kind of just added up, and yeah, so before we even took delivery, it's only not even April right now, before we took delivery on the 25-footer, we had closed on it, we had signed the papers and bought it and traded in our pop-up and everything, and then about 4 days later, I called up the salesman and said, "Hey, about that one that we just bought, can we unwind that? Is that a thing?" And he said, "Well, not really, because it's already been titled, but you can trade it back in." And so we picked out this one. This is a 40-foot open range, or Highland Ridge open range, 330. Now I'm saying the wrong numbers again. 338.
Yeah, we should figure that out.
Yeah. We'll get back to you. It'll be down below, or right here, in one of the YouTube things. 338 BHS. Now I'm mixing up my numbers. I think the other one was a 208 BHS. Now it's coming back. We're now sitting in a 338 BHS in our driveway, and yeah, it has 3 separate rooms with doors. It has 1.5 baths with a shower in the front, a king-size bed in our room, and that's where I'm going to work. We're currently sitting in this dinette area. There are 2 tables side by side here. Right behind you.
We'll take you for a tour instead of talking about it.
Yeah. She's the idea one. So anyway, we traded in that 25-footer, which would have been fantastic for summer trips and for weekends here and there and longer trips, that sort of thing. But for doing it,
and we were planning on towing it with the Traverse, a 2016 Traverse, which has a tow package of
5,200
to
pounds.
100.
Yeah.
So that made us a little nervous already. And then when we went up to the 40-footer, we said, okay, it's going to have to be a truck. And we decided not to go, it'll be okay. It went to, I want to be fine going through mountains. I want to be good. I don't want to be okay.
Right.
So we went for the 3500.
Yeah, the Silverado 3500 turbo diesel 6.6 liter. The biggest truck I've ever seen, I think, because but I drove an S10 in high school, which was like a 4-cylinder rear-wheel drive.
And you never wanted a truck again.
I've never enjoyed trucks. I've never been into trucks, but I will say, like, all right, let's continue with the story, and then the truck will the payoff of the truck will come.
But we love the truck.
The truck's going great. It's been a solid 8 days so far, but it's going well. So we bought a truck last weekend. We bought this RV on Thursday. Today's Sunday, and we've had it in our driveway since Thursday, so we need to get it out of here soon. But
been getting ready, kind of slowly getting things in the rig for our big adventure.
We are selling our house. We love our house. It's great. If you're in the market, it's going on the market soon. We absolutely love we love our house. We love the neighborhood. We're about 2 blocks from the boys' elementary school, so we can walk there during, I don't even know if there is a bus that comes here, but we walk there every day when it's not a pandemic, to drop them off and pick them up and everything.
We've had great teachers, so it's sad leaving, but we are ready for the next adventure in our life, I guess.
Yeah, and one of the things we considered was, what if we rent out the house? And that's something that seems like it would make a lot of sense if we're going to come back, which our full intention is that we're going to come back after a year, or 15 months, whatever, before the following school year anyway. And that seems like a great idea, except that we have 3 kids and we have 3 bedrooms, which means 2 of the boys are currently sharing a room, and that's fine for now while they're 8 and 6, but as they get older, they're going to want more of their own space and that sort of thing. So with the real estate market being as hot as it is right now, it kind of makes more sense to sell while it's hot, while we're not going to use the house anyway, and then when we come back, we'll either buy something, build something, decide from there.
Hopefully come back to this neighborhood,
right,
because we are really happy here.
Absolutely.
So that's our...
Yeah, that's kind of getting us up to speed. Yeah, so we traded in the Traverse for the truck, and we sold our minivan for outright, and now we have the RV, and we have a storage unit, and we have a temporary storage space for the RV, so the
plan is to hopefully leave latest by June, but if we can leave sooner, hopefully.
Yep. Well, some of that's going to come down to whether we are allowed to, because the boys are still in public school, to finish out the year, if they're going to be able to finish out the year after we've sold our house, and those logistics need to be figured out. But because education is the most important thing, which is part of the reason we want to go on this trip, is just to go and see and experience things that it's really hard to do otherwise. I guess if you had an unlimited budget and time, you could fly to different places and that sort of thing. But from Michigan, it's really hard to get to Southern California, for example, in a time frame that's reasonable, and then get back in time for work and school. And so this just really makes the most sense in a weird, backwards kind of way, if this could ever make sense, to sell everything and hit the road. But it makes the most sense to do this in order to go out and see things that we couldn't otherwise really spend the time to see. We can go to national parks and we can hang out there for as long as we kind of feel like, and then when we're done, we can move on to the next thing and just kind of explore that way, and just kind of meander, I guess, through our route. Our route's generally going to be kind of northern. We're in Michigan now, northern U.S. through the summer, and then head down the west coast through the fall, head east through the winter. So we're staying kind of following the warm weather around, and then come north in the
Our
spring?
rig is 4 seasons, so we would be able to stay in snow or colder conditions. We were considering going to Alaska, but it just doesn't make sense for right now. Alaska is probably something that we would do in the future. For a whole summer, we'd go up there just to explore. But for right now, we will be leaving Alaska out of the equation and just kind of following our path all the way up the East Coast then, and then head back. And the plan is to be back by July latest of 2022, so we can get everything ready and have the boys settled back in for the new school year. So
Yep. So
that'll be fun.
we're learning all kinds of things. We're learning about diesel engines, and we're learning about
Homeschooling.
yeah, I was gonna say hauling, but yes, homeschooling, and state laws about residency, because in Michigan you have to be physically domiciled in the state for 183 days in order to be considered a resident or in order to qualify as a resident. So we're going to likely have to move states, or certainly I guess have to, on paper, move to a different state that has much more lenient regulations on residency, and then get insurance there and title our vehicles there and get driver's licenses and all that stuff that goes around. So there are a couple states that are very full-time RV friendly, or long vacation RV friendly, whatever you want to call it. And we're leaning toward like South Dakota, because they have pretty lenient regulations around that, and like from what we've read, like same day driver's license, application and pickup type thing. They hand it to you over the counter. So and their homeschooling regulations also align with what we're trying to do and what we're intending to do. So that's probably what we're going to do, is officially move to South Dakota, and then and that's one of the first states on our journey anyway. So it might just make sense that we're just going to stop there, take care of things, check out the monuments and so forth, and then keep going. So yeah, I don't know. I think that from a very 40,000 foot view catches up on where we are and how we got here. There was a lot more deliberation that went into it, and went into this,
It wasn't just an overnight decision to pack up our life, and
No.
I mean, this is what people strive for, the American dream, and we certainly have it. But
Yep.
we figured it's the best time to make family memories. We only have 10 more years with Sam, our oldest, before he goes off to college or who knows where. And we want to
Make some memories while we can.
memories.
Yeah, we're intending to just kind of use this channel to document our journey and document what we learn, what we, maybe what we do right, if there's anything that we do right. Definitely what we do wrong, and what we
And there will
like.
be lots of that.
Yeah, there's gonna be lots of that. So, what we like, what we don't like. I'm sure there aren't gonna be too many like product review things, but I'm sure it'll be like, wow, this thing works great. Look at that. Or this thing's really annoying, and I don't like that. So there might be little nuggets of goodness there, but yeah, the intention definitely isn't to make this like a commercial endeavor. It's just putting this out here for as much our own benefit, so we can look back at this for years to come, as it is for you to enjoy, if there's anything that you enjoy out of this. So yeah, that's I guess how we can cap off round 1 of this, and hope you enjoy.
Bye. Bye. Pause it.
Is this thing recording?
Oh God. It didn't record.